Hello, welcome to Health Bites. Throughout our Health Bites, we have studied principles for a healthful lifestyle. We have studied about nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest. But you know, they are incomplete without the most vital principle, which is the secret for ultimate lifestyle and optimal health, and that is trust in God. How important is trusting in God according to the Bible? Isaiah tells us, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. Trust ye in the Lord forever, for in the Lord Jehovah is everlasting strength." Research shows that spirituality helps to control stress, strengthen the immune system, and protect against heart disease and cancer. This is no surprise because we know there is a very close relationship between the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual components of our beings. So if we foster negative emotions, they will weaken our immune system and lead to physical illness. Negative emotions such as discouragement, bitterness, anger, worries, fear, resentment, distrust, and emotional stress. It has been said that our thoughts and feelings are the nutrition of our minds. Well, as Christians, we don't need to have room for these negative emotions or a negative outlook in life because God has promised to sustain us through anything and everything. Psalms 55:22 tells us, "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee." When we give our burdens to the Lord, he gives us positive emotions that will actually strengthen the immune system and protect us from physical illness. Positive emotions such as love, joy, faith, trust, peace, gratitude, and compassion. The Bible gives us very clear insight into this concept in Proverbs. "For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit drieth the bones." And from the book Ministry of Healing, we read that a contented mind, a cheerful spirit is health to the body and strength to the soul. The relation that exists between the mind and the body is very intimate. Many of the diseases from which men suffer are the result of mental depression, grief, anxiety, discontent, remorse, distrust, and guilt. They all tend to break down the life forces and to invite decay and death. On the other hand, courage, hope, faith, sympathy, love, they promote health and prolong life. Galatians 5 tells us, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." So God, through His Spirit, can give us these positive emotions. Well, is religion good medicine? That is the question asked in a lead article in an issue of Newsweek magazine. Is religion good medicine? Well, it depends. If your spiritual life helps you to be understanding, forgiving, helpful to others, it fosters relationships and comfort and peace, and then the answer is yes. Research has been done looking at the relationship between religion and health. And they have found that those who attend church live longer, they have lower incidence of heart attacks, less hardening of the arteries, less high blood pressure. You know, a study found also that women aged 50 and up were 20% less likely to die in any given year if they attended religious services weekly. Those who have faith in God, they have shown that they live more productive lives. They are less likely to be depressed, less likely to be jailed, and less likely to be trapped in an unhappy marriage. So people of faith consistently exhibit higher levels of mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. behaviors. These people have healthful behaviors. So religious people usually exhibit behaviors that are healthy, and they make positive lifestyle choices. Also, they benefit from social support groups within the church. They have self-worth. So religious involvement promotes feelings of self-worth and confidence in the ability to control one's own affair. Religious involvement promotes feelings of self-worth and confidence in the ability to control one's affairs. Also, prayer may help people to deal with unpleasant situations and avoid or relieve stress and depression. Religious commitment can also cause positive emotions that favorably influence the immune system. And faith promotes a positive outlook that enables its believers to better cope with the trials of life. I once read of an experiment done with rats, and they had 3 cages. In cage A, they put 1 rat alone, and they fed it mechanically. In cage B, they put several rats together, and they fed them mechanically also. In cage C, they put several rats together, but these rats, they received food from the hand of a human being. What they found concerning their lifespan, the rat in cage A lived 600 days. The rats in cage B lived 700 days, and those in cage C lived 950 days. What happened to their immune systems? Well, all rats were exposed to cancer-causing chemicals. The rat in cage A developed cancer, and the rats in cage B also developed cancer, but those in cage C did not develop cancer. And they also examined their brains after they died. So the brains of group C were bigger and heavier, and the brain cells had more sophisticated connections with each other. So towards the end of its lonely lifespan, the rat in cage A showed more and more aggression and fear, as well as a weak immune system. The rats in cage B had some advantages to the rat in cage A, but they also became aggressive and had a weak immune system. But the rats in cage C were totally different. They had a trust relationship with a human being, a higher power. Their immune systems were strengthened, even their brain cells were stimulated to grow, their thinking was more effective, and their moods happier. Well, we can liken this to us trusting in our higher power, God. How can we learn to have faith and trust in God? Well, you would need to get to know Him as a friend. You can do this by spending quality time with Him, talking with Him, listening to Him, and working with Him. How can you listen to God? Well, number one, you can listen to God through the Bible. The Bible is God's own love letter to us, revealing His character and love for us. You can listen to God through the life of Christ. Christ is our example. He lived a life of compassion, courtesy, service to others, forgiveness, trust in God, and above all, He lived a life of love as shown on the cross. We can listen to God through nature. God's love and wisdom are seen in His creation. We can listen to God through others. Other true Christians can give us a glimpse of what God is like, but it's always better to look at the source. And we can listen to God through His providence. That is God's personal care, protection, and guidance. We can look back at our lives and see how God had led us and protected us. I just mentioned that you can listen or you can learn to trust in God by listening to Him through nature. Several studies have been done looking at nature and health, at people's exposure to nature and their health, and they suggest that even looking at nature can improve people's health. One study looked at patients recovering from surgery. Some had a view of trees and others had a view of a brick wall. Which do you think did best? Of course, the patients that had the view of the trees, they had 1 day shorter hospitalization on average, they had less need for pain medication, and fewer negative nursing notes. Well, what about talking to God in prayer? Well, here is a few guidelines. Praying is the opening of the heart to God as to a friend. You can come to Him just as you are. Share your concerns, joys, and struggles, and always include thanksgiving. This will foster that positive emotion such as gratitude, as I mentioned earlier. Well, here are some things that one of my favorite authors had to say about prayer. From the book Ministry of Healing, prayer and faith will do what no power on earth can accomplish. And from the book Great Controversy, God will do in answer to the prayer of faith that which He would not do did we not thus ask. From Steps to Christ, page 95, prayer is the key in the hand of faith to unlock heaven's storehouse where are treasured the boundless resources of omnipotence. Well, did you notice that prayer and what else? Prayer and faith were always together in these quotes. Yes, faith and trust are essential for spiritual and physical healing. That's why Jesus often said, "Your faith has made you whole." Well, as we learn to trust in God, we can meditate and trust in His beautiful promises, which will sustain us, give us strength, positive emotions, and physical as well as spiritual well-being. Psalms 9:10 tells us, "And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee, for thou, Lord, hast not forsaken them that seek thee. He hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee." Yes, friends, trust in God is the secret to ultimate lifestyle that will result in a life of quality and fulfillment, not just in life here on earth, but through eternity. I trust that through these Health Bites, you have felt encouraged and inspired to apply these Bible health principles that will help you live longer, happier, and healthier, the way your Creator intended it.